Hello, good morning. So happy to be here. It's been really nice energy around this conference. I hope you're having fun. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about Microclimate.network, an initiative which myself also I'm part of. The journey started like this. So if we look at the big picture, we have problems all around us. We have pollution, we have global warming, we have problems with waste. And as it is now, we will have to adopt these old processes that are going around us are irreversible. So we will have to adopt. And that was idea. That was also our start of a group of enthusiasts, mainly, consist of scientists, developers, and we tried to improve the environment with adoption of latest technologies and latest findings in science. Like IoT and LoRaWAN, TTN was a perfect start, and so we went. We went into the space, not as Lacuna, but yeah, anyway. We said, okay, let's build an entire ecosystem, ranging from sensors, platform, to data insights. Let's have it all. So, since there were also hardware developers among us, we said, okay, let's build our own sensor. Let's start with a low-hanging fruit. So we did. We developed really nice, slick temperature, relative humidity, and air pressure sensor, which works with LoRaWAN. And then this sensor sends data to this platform. And as it is for now, we have almost 200 points around the world, and I am allowed to say that technically, because there is one point in California and one node in Perth. But yeah, majority of them being in Europe. This platform is completely opened, so the data can be downloaded. We're building on top applications such as frost alerts. There are a lot of things in the roadmap. And during this journey, we also got a lot of inquiries, a lot of questions, and for completely different verticals, such as farming, smart buildings, data centers, smart city applications. And we even performed some of the test integrations with some of these guys, and also formed some strong partnerships with some of the research institutions. And then we say, okay, we got a lot of interest. What are we going to do about it? What's the next step? So we were discussing and we said, okay, we are engineers, we're not salesmen. We would like to build a more rugged sensor, an industrial grade sensor. That should be the next step. And then we were thinking further. We said, okay, since I said we are engineers and we are not salesmen, we should make it functional and should be beautiful. It's going to sell by itself. At least that's why engineers think, right? So here it is. We named it SenseStick. It's much nicer now. It's more rigid. And we decided to also support Microclimate.network with it. So we're going to sell it with a zero margin price to support the foundation with it. Let's go through some of the features. In essence, it is a scalable sensor solution. It means we can change sensor heads. So different parameters can be measured. It features a manipulation alert. It's fitted with 2 AAA batteries. And based on our measurements and calculations, should last up to 5 years. It is configured via NFC, and it's made in Europe. But just having a sensor is not enough. We are interested in how to put these sensors into work. So there are some use cases that we are working on. The first one is the local weather forecast in remote areas. On this particular project or pilot, we're collaborating with colleagues from Australia And we're also performing some pilots for pollution in cities, majority with research institutes. And we have, for that purpose, we have built a SenseTick solar shield. So this guy here can be inserted into the solar shield really easily. The next use case, it's quite similar to the colleague prior to my presentation. So with a partner, a software company, we are preparing a pilot, so sending a fleet of trucks around Europe for temperature-controlled supply chain, measuring temperature, let us say, every 10 minutes, and send data via TTN when there is coverage. More comes in the future about this. And this is also interesting case. You're going to say everybody wants to do this, right? It's an IoT, all-time IoT classics. Yeah? Everybody started with this project. But we have reinvented it completely. SenseTick is really, compared to the existing technology, it's a super low-cost solution. All it does, it counts the number of times the container, the waste container, has been emptied and how many times it has been opened. And based on that, using big data, we can give you a status whether it's full or empty. We are performing pilots in my hometown on the outskirts of my town to optimize routes for waste management. It also features alert for high temperatures, and the sensor is hidden on the outside of the container. So you cannot actually see it. So compared to ultrasonic solution, it's super low cost. And let's see the big picture, our roadmap. In addition to the use cases that I have just presented, we're also working on some other sensors or sensor heads that can be attached to SenseTick, like, for instance, moisture in solids, like soil moisture in agriculture and moisture in concrete, VOC for detecting ripeness of food or for air quality in smart buildings, light, for instance, we have some interesting testing going on to detect whether the leads on the roads have been opened, and in these communication tunnels there is a lot of interesting things going on and they don't want to be stolen. In all these sensors, which we focus on, sends data through the low-power wireless network to the third-party platforms. We have performed some integrations with Azure and working now with ServiceNow. And there are dots on the right side of verticals and also below sensors. And that is for a reason. We want you to approach us with your questions, with your suggestions, with your feedback. So I would like to invite you to meet us at the next break at the Wall of Fame, where also these guys are presented and placed. So we can discuss about these things, about things that you're interested. So I'm going to conclude with let's connect and build this thing together. Thank you.
We have plenty of time for leaving the room or for questions or deep insights from the audience. Anybody with a deep insight? Do you have a question for the audience?
Yeah, sure. Maybe which of these sensors or parameters would be the most interesting for you, from your point of view, for applications or for verticals?
Anyone got any ideas of how to use these sensors? And we don't hold you to it. If you change your ideas later, we're going to get 3 answers. Number 1.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm from Switzerland, and we use a blockchain-based supply chain.
Okay.
These sensors for temperature could be very interesting for us. So transporting goods,
okay,
for example, medical goods, which are not allowed to drop under a certain temperature. So that would be great for us.
Okay.
Travel
Thank
temperature. We had somebody here.
Hi, I'm Philip from Germany, and I'm an energy engineer, and we are scouting actually sensors to monitor moisture and temperature in air conditioning, or like, and as well as for heating purposes. So for us as well, would be interesting to have 2 external temperature sensors hooked up with a length of, like, for example, 1 meter to a sensor, so we can have the heat cycle and the cold cycle compared to each other.
Okay. And this is also my background, actually, energy, building energy.
Any solutions so far you haven't thought of yet? So, do we improve the possibilities?
Yeah.
Or is this? I thought I saw a third hand. Yes, right here.
Hi, I'm Ted from SenseMakers here in Amsterdam. We do a lot of experiments with people who are enthusiastic about IoT. And one of the things we have developed a lot in is in water quality sensors, also water depth and things like that in sewer systems and things like that. And basically we are looking for, well, cheap solutions to scale. We have done a lot of little experiments ourselves, but if we can build with others, that might be very interesting.
Thank you. Actually, if there is a net at the end, and so the tube at the end has a cover, so it can be transparent. We have tried some tests for time of flight, for measuring the level. So that is one affordable option. Yep.
And we have one more.
Two more. Matt Wallace from the UK. I run a rural IoT consultancy managed service provider, and one of the things we're struggling with is air pollution for children. We've got a major road that runs through our town, and the children have to walk from one side of the road to the other, and there's a lot of concern about their health. I saw that you have VOCs up there. Have you got any plans to do something around O3 or NOx or particulate matter, that kind of thing?
Thank you. We are performing tests, actually, I haven't mentioned. In my hometown, we have a network of PM sensors. And what we are trying to do now, actually, is to combine the data with measurements of wind velocity, wind direction, and also temperature, relative humidity to determine pollution sources. Using big data altogether, not having so much PM sensors because they are either shit or expensive. You all know that. So we are trying to have like less sensors, but then combine with other parameters to give better insights. Yeah, so this is a research project, actually. We are working on that.
Got another one for you, Tomaz.
Sure.
Thomas, that's brilliant what you're doing and very timely. Is there merit in looking at a business model where you offer companies a reduced cost on the sensor, but that they provide the data back into your network as a contribution to sort of carbon monitoring and whatnot?
Not really. That was a separate track with the Microclimate.network. But actually how we are working now, we are a hardware provider. We have experience in mass production, actually, and development. And we are approaching joint ventures together with software companies and try to make entire holistic product and bring it to the market.
To close off, I was thinking for the garbage, can you add a smell sensor to the bin as well?
Yeah, that would be an option, but they all smell, right?
Well, in summer they smell a little bit earlier, a little bit faster. You have a temperature sensor.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, learned a lot. A warm hand for Tomaz, please.
Thank you. Take care.